Let's take a look how to access the things on your to-do list. Remember, you're going to check your to-do list every single time that you arrive on shift prior to working. That way you can get needed information to support the individuals at that site for that day. The to-do list tab is on the left-hand side from your dashboard. Be sure that you click on to-do list to make sure that that is the correct tab that you're on. If I go to the middle, it's going to say modules, and then everything listed here are things that I have to do on my to-do list. If you have nothing showing here, it means you don't have anything to review for that day. In this example, I have one T-log that I need to review. I have 11 GERs that I need to review. I have one ISP Data section that I need to acknowledge. And then I have one item underneath my individualized support plan that needs to be acknowledged. The easiest way to do this is just to start with the first item on your to-do list. So we're going to start with a T-log. You'll be learning about T-logs later on in the training session. What I would do is I would come to View and I would go over to the number, because if I simply click on View, then it may pull up all of them. But if I click on the number, it's only going to pull up the ones that I want to look at for this time frame. So I'm going to click on the number 1, and the T-log that I need to review is going to come up. This one is a Let's Communicate form, meaning that something out of the ordinary has occurred with Skip and I need to take a look at it prior to working with him this day. Under Summary, the T-log may also say Site Log. What that simply means is that other people who work with Skip have given me information I need to know. It's sort of like a shift change. Let's take a look at this one. In order to view it, you're just going to click on it. The T-log is going to appear. It's going to give you who wrote the T-log. It's going to tell you the date that it was written, and then it's going to give you the summary. Again, this is just letting me know some information that happened that was out of the ordinary the date prior to my time working today. Once I have finished reading it, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on Done. That returns you to a page that looks like this. From this page, to finish the stuff on my to-do list, I'm going to come back up and click on my dashboard, make sure that I'm on my to-do list tab, and then under modules go on to the next item, which are my general event reports for this example. I have 11 to review. I have one that is a medium notification and one that's a low. So I'm going to click on the medium notification because that is a higher level of notification, which means it should be a more serious GER. GERs are also called incident reports. Reviewing these are going to again help me to learn information I need to know when supporting Skip for this shift today. To view it, I'm going to click on the number. I'm then going to pull up the GER by clicking on the blue highlighted area here. And here is the general event report. Again, it's going to tell you who it is written about. It's going to tell you the date of the event. And then you're going to read through and you're going to gain some more information about what may have happened during this incident. When I am finished reading it, I'm going to come to the bottom and I'm going to click on Save. It will bring me to a page that looks like this, and I'm simply going to go back to my dashboard, to my to-do list, and I'm going to go on to read my next GER. I'm going to go ahead and click over here on 10 under low notifications. And you'll notice that under summary, I have a few with injuries. I have a few without injuries. Anytime you see injury here, that's going to cue you that you are going to need to check out an injury that occurred on the individual you're supporting, and you'll have to write a skin wound for that person prior to the end of your shift. Again, we will discuss skin wounds and what they're used for later on in the training. But let's take a look at this one with an injury. Again, I'm going to read through it. It's going to indicate the date of the report and the date that the event actually happened. It's going to describe what happened, and then it's going to give me detailed information about the injury itself. Once I am finished doing that, I'm going to go to the bottom and again click on Save. Again, brings me to a page that looks like this. I'm going to go to Dashboard and to my to-do list. You'll notice that I have a couple of other things here to acknowledge under my to-do list. I have some ISP data that needs to be acknowledged, and I have an individualized support plan that needs to be acknowledged. The ISP data section means that there's been a change to the ISP program itself. And prior to being able to write on this portion of the individualized support plan, I have to acknowledge the information first. So what I would do is I would come over here to the number, I would click on it, I would click on the blue link to the left, and then I would read through the portion of the program that has been changed. Once I have finished reading through it and I feel that I understand it, then I'm going to click Acknowledge. If you do not understand what is written here or you have questions, you can click on Send via SCOM, and that will send an SCOM to your QIDP so that you can ask further questions about this program. But for this example, we're going to click on Acknowledge. By clicking the Acknowledge button, what you're stating is that you have read and you do understand this portion of the program and that you will run the program as outlined. So when I click Acknowledge, a confirmation box will appear stating that I acknowledge that I have read, understand, and will accurately implement this program. And you're simply going to click on OK. Once you've done that, it brings you to a page that allows you to be able to write a note on this portion of the ISP. If you're acknowledging things from your to-do list at the beginning of your shift, then do not go in here and complete data. Simply go back to your dashboard and click on your to-do list once again. And what you've noticed is that acknowledgement has disappeared. That means that it's done and taken care of and I don't have to worry about it again. The same is true for individualized support plans. If you have any to acknowledge, what that means is there's been a change to the individualized support plan and you need to read it. So you're going to come over here to the number and click on it. You're then going to click on the blue highlighted area and you're going to read the individualized support plan for the individual that you're working for. This can be several pages long, and it will also include blue highlighted areas that you want to click on to get more information. So for this one, he has an ISP program for safety support fall risk. If I click on this blue highlighted area, it will pull up that portion of the ISP so that I can get more information. When you're finished reading that, you just simply X out of it. Again, blue highlighted area, anything that's highlighted blue can be clicked on and it will send you to another link, which again gives you more information about the document. Once I've finished reading through the entire individualized support plan, I'm simply going to click on Acknowledge. And it says Acknowledge comments. I want to write, I have read this ISP. And then I'm going to click on Acknowledge once again. All right, and it says that I've successfully acknowledged it. Do next is simply come here to cancel. And again, it disappeared. The next thing that I want to do after I've completed all of the items on my to-do list is I want to come over here and I want to read any SCOMs. If I have any SCOMs next to inbox, it's going to give me a number. I would click on that to get to my inbox and my messages would appear here, just like normal email. Once I have taken care of all of that stuff, I'm going to simply log out and begin my wonderful shift with the individual.